My treasured one, let me tell you something that may surprise you. I do not merely love you. I do not simply care for you out of obligation or divine duty. I admire you. The God who created galaxies with a whisper, who set the boundaries of the oceans and named every star in the cosmos, who needs nothing and lacks nothing, looked at you and felt genuine admiration. Not pity, not disappointment, not frustration at how long it is taking you to get your life together. Deep, overwhelming admiration for who you are and what you have endured. Do you understand what that means? The God who created galaxies with a whisper, who set the boundaries of the oceans and named every star in the cosmos, who needs nothing and lacks nothing, looked at you and felt admiration. Not pity, not disappointment, not frustration at how long it is taking you to get your life together. Admiration. Deep, genuine, overwhelming admiration for who you are and what you have endured. I know you do not see yourself this way. When you look in the mirror, you see the cracks. You see the places where you have broken and tried to piece yourself back together with trembling hands. You see the scars from battles that no one else knows you fought. You see the exhaustion etched into your features from carrying weights that would have crushed others completely. You see someone who is barely holding on, someone who wakes up each day and wonders if today will be the day they finally run out of strength. You see the bags under your eyes from too many sleepless nights. You see the lines on your face that grief and stress have carved into your skin. You see the weight you have gained or lost because your body has been responding to trauma that your mind has been trying to process. You see all the physical evidence of the invisible war you have been fighting, and you feel ashamed of it. You feel like you should be handling things better, like you should look more put together, like you should be able to hide the struggle more effectively. But I see something entirely different. I see a warrior who has been through fires that would have reduced others to ash, and you are still standing. I see someone who has been knocked down more times than you can count. And every single time, you have found a way to get back up. I see a heart that has been shattered into 1,000 pieces. And somehow you have kept loving, kept hoping, kept believing that there is still something good waiting for you on the other side of this pain. I see courage that defies every logical explanation. I see strength that can only come from a source beyond yourself. I see my own fingerprints all over your life, my own breath sustaining you when you thought you had nothing left. I see the scars, yes, but I do not see them as marks of weakness. I see them as badges of honor. I see them as proof that you survived things that were meant to destroy you. I see them as evidence that you walked through fire and came out on the other side. I see them as the physical testimony of battles won, of ground reclaimed, of victory snatched from the jaws of defeat. Every scar tells a story, and I know every single one of those stories by heart. I was there when each wound was inflicted. I was there when you thought you would not make it through. I was there applying the healing balm of my presence even when you could not feel me. I was there holding the pieces of you together when you were too weak to hold yourself. You are remarkable. Not because you have it all figured out. Not because you never stumble or fall. Not because you have reached some pinnacle of spiritual maturity where nothing troubles you anymore. You are remarkable because you have walked through valleys that would have destroyed most people, and you have emerged with your soul still intact. You have faced darkness that tried to swallow you whole, and you have refused to let it win. You have endured betrayals that should have turned your heart to stone, and somehow you have managed to remain tender, to remain open, to remain capable of trust even when trust feels like the most dangerous thing in the world. I know what it cost you to remain tender. I know that there were moments when you wanted to build walls so high and so thick that nothing and no one could ever hurt you again. I know that there were times when you looked at people who had become cynical and bitter and hardened by life, and you understood why. You understood the appeal of shutting down, of closing off, of deciding that caring less would hurt less. But you did not do it, even when it would have been easier, even when it would have been understandable, even when everyone would have given you permission to protect yourself by becoming someone else. You chose to stay you. You chose to keep your heart soft. You chose to keep your spirit open. You chose to remain vulnerable even though vulnerability had cost you so much already. Do you have any idea how rare that is? Do you have any idea how many people lose themselves in the process of protecting themselves? They build fortresses around their hearts and then wonder why they feel so isolated and alone inside those walls. They shut down their emotions to avoid pain and then cannot figure out why they cannot feel joy anymore either. They decide that trusting anyone is too risky and then spend the rest of their lives lonely and disconnected. But not you. You took the risk. You stayed open. You kept your heart in the game even after it had been broken multiple times. That takes a kind of courage that most people do not possess. I admire the way you keep showing up even when no one notices. I admire the way you fight battles in the quiet corners of your heart where no one can see, where there is no applause, no recognition, no one to tell you that you are doing a good job. I admire the way you choose to be kind, even when people have been cruel to you. I admire the way you speak words of life to others, even when your own soul is thirsty and desperate for encouragement. I admire the way you carry yourself with dignity, even when you feel like you are falling apart on the inside. You do things every single day that go completely unnoticed by the people around you. But I notice. I see every act of kindness that no one thanks you for. I see every sacrifice you make that no one acknowledges. I see every time you put someone else's needs ahead of your own, even though you are running on empty yourself. I see the way you show up for people who would never show up for you. I see the way you give to people who never think to ask how you are doing. I see the way you pour into others from a cup that often feels bone dry. And I want you to know that none of it has been wasted. Every kindness, every sacrifice, every moment of selflessness has been recorded in heaven. Nothing has gone unnoticed. Nothing has been taken for granted. I see it all. And I am so incredibly proud of you for continuing to be a light in this world, even when your own light has felt dim. You have been salt and light in places that desperately needed both. And you have done it without fanfare, without recognition, without any guarantee that anyone would ever notice or care. You have done it simply because it is who you are, because you cannot help but reflect my love, even when you are not sure you are feeling that love yourself. There are moments when you have stood at the edge of giving up. I have seen you there. I have watched you stare into that abyss and feel the pull of it. The temptation to just let go and stop fighting. I have heard the thoughts that whisper in your mind, telling you that it would be easier to quit, that no one would blame you, that you have already endured more than your share. And then I have watched you take a breath, square your shoulders, and decide to take one more step forward. Do you have any idea how beautiful that is to me? Do you have any idea how proud I am of you in those moments? Those moments when you are at the absolute end of yourself, when you have nothing left to give and no reason to keep going except for a tiny flicker of hope that refuses to be extinguished. Those are the moments when I am most in awe of you, because that is when your faith is most real, most raw, most honest. That is when you are not relying on your own strength or your own understanding or your own ability to figure things out. That is when you are leaning entirely on me, even if you do not realize it. That is when my grace is being made perfect in your weakness. That is when you are walking by faith and not by sight in the truest sense of those words. The world does not understand what it takes for you to do what you do. They see the surface. They see someone who seems fine, someone who seems to be managing, someone who seems to have it together enough. They have no idea what it costs you to get out of bed some days. They have no idea how many mornings you have opened your eyes and felt the weight of everything crash down on you before you even put your feet on the floor. They have no idea how you have to talk yourself through the simplest tasks because your mind is already exhausted from the emotional and spiritual battles you have been fighting since before dawn. They do not know about the pep talks you have to give yourself just to face the day. They do not know about the moments in the shower when you let the water wash away the tears so no one else will see them. They do not know about the deep breaths you have to take before you walk into a room full of people and paste on a smile. They do not know about the constant mental calculations you are doing, trying to figure out if you have enough energy to make it through this conversation, this meeting, this event, or if you are going to have to excuse yourself before you fall apart in front of everyone. They do not know that you are already running a marathon before most people have even started their day. They do not know that while they are complaining about traffic or bad coffee or minor inconveniences, you are wrestling with thoughts that tell you that you do not deserve to be alive, that the world would be better off without you, that you are a burden to everyone around you. They do not know that you are fighting battles in your mind that are every bit as real and exhausting as any physical battle could be. They do not know that anxiety is not just feeling a little worried, that depression is not just feeling a little sad, that trauma is not something you can just get over if you try hard enough. But I know every single thing it takes for you to function. I know about the prayers you pray in the shower where no one can hear you cry. I know about the moments in your car when you sit in the parking lot and try to gather enough strength to walk into that building and face another day. I know about the nights when sleep feels impossible because your mind will not stop replaying everything that has gone wrong, everything you are worried about, everything that feels too big for you to handle. I know about the mask you wear because you cannot afford to let people see how much you are struggling. I know about the smile you force because you do not want to burden anyone else with what you are carrying. I know about the times you have typed out messages asking for help and then deleted them before sending because you did not want to seem weak or needy. I know about the times you have sat in church or in a small group or with friends and felt completely alone even though you were surrounded by people. I know about the isolation that comes from feeling like no one could possibly understand what you are going through. I know about the shame that comes from thinking that you should be stronger, that you should have more faith, that you should be able to handle this better than you are. And I want you to know that I am not disappointed in you for any of it. I am not frustrated with you for not being stronger or more put together. I am not shaking my head at your weakness or your struggles or your doubts. I am looking at you with wonder. I am looking at you with pride. I am looking at you with a love so fierce and so complete that if you could feel even a fraction of it for one moment, it would heal wounds that have been bleeding inside you for years. The way I feel about you cannot be captured in human words. The closest I can come is to tell you that when I look at you, my heart swells with a mixture of pride and tenderness and fierce protectiveness. When I see you struggling, my first instinct is not to judge you for not being stronger. My first instinct is to wrap my arms around you and whisper, I have got you. I see you. You are not alone. When I see you falling, my immediate response is not disappointment. It is to catch you before you hit the ground. When I see you breaking, my reaction is not to criticize your lack of wholeness. It is to gather up all the broken pieces and begin the work of putting you back together. You think you are failing, but I see someone who is succeeding in ways that cannot be measured by the world's standards. You are succeeding at not giving up even when giving up would be the easiest thing in the world. You are succeeding at holding on to faith even when everything in your circumstances tells you that faith is foolish. You are succeeding at remaining soft-hearted in a world that rewards hardness. You are succeeding at continuing to believe in love even after love has hurt you. You are succeeding at getting back up every time life knocks you down. The metrics I use to measure success are completely different from the ones the world uses. The world measures success by achievement, by accumulation, by advancement, by how much you have accomplished, and how impressive your life looks from the outside. But I measure success by faithfulness. I measure it by endurance. I measure it by the condition of your heart. I measure it by whether you kept choosing me even when choosing me did not make your life easier. I measure it by whether you kept loving even when love cost you something. I measure it by whether you kept showing up even when showing up took everything you had. By my standards, you are wildly successful. By my standards, you are exceeding every expectation. By my standards, you are doing exactly what I created you to do, and being exactly who I created you to be. The fact that your life does not look like what you thought it would look like does not mean you are behind or off track or missing my will. The fact that you are still in the wilderness does not mean you took a wrong turn. The fact that you are still waiting for promises to be fulfilled does not mean I have forgotten you. You are exactly where you need to be, learning exactly what you need to learn, becoming exactly who you need to become for what I have planned for your future. I admire your resilience. I admire the way you bend but do not break. I admire the way you have learned to find slivers of joy in the midst of sorrow. I admire the way you have refused to let bitterness take root in your soul. even though you have had every reason to become bitter. I admire the way you still pray, even when heaven feels silent. I admire the way you still reach out to me, even when you are not sure I am listening. I admire the way you keep choosing me, even when I have not given you the answers you desperately wanted. Resilience is not something you are born with. It is something that is developed through adversity. It is built layer by layer every time you face something hard and find a way through it. Every time you experience pain and survive it, you add another layer of strength to your spirit. Every time you face fear and keep moving forward anyway, you build another layer of courage. Every time you go through loss and find a way to keep living, you develop another layer of resilience. You have been building these layers for years now, sometimes without even realizing it. You have been developing an inner strength that cannot be seen but can be felt. You have been cultivating a depth of character that only comes through suffering. There have been times when you have questioned whether I see you, whether I care, whether I am even real. Those questions have not offended me. Those doubts have not disappointed me. They are the honest cries of a heart that has been through too much, and I receive them with compassion, not condemnation. I know what it feels like to be in such deep pain that you cannot feel my presence. I know what it is like to cry out for help and hear only the echo of your own voice in the emptiness. I know what it is like to beg for relief and wake up the next day to find that nothing has changed. My own son experienced that when he hung on the cross and cried out, my God, why have you forsaken me?" So I understand. I understand what it feels like when the heavens seem like brass and your prayers feel like they are bouncing off the ceiling and falling back down to you unanswered. I understand what it is like to feel abandoned by God even when you are doing everything you know to do to walk with Him. I understand the confusion and the hurt and the anger that comes from feeling like you have been left alone to deal with more than you can handle. But I want you to know something that you have not fully grasped yet. The fact that you are still here, still fighting, still breathing, still hoping is not a testament to your strength alone. It is a testament to my hand upon your life. There have been moments when you should have broken completely, when the weight should have crushed you, when the pain should have destroyed you. But it did not. Not because you are superhuman, but because I have been holding you together. I have been the glue in the cracks. I have been the breath in your lungs when you thought you could not take another one. I have been the whisper in your spirit reminding you that this is not the end of your story. There have been nights when you have begged me to just let you go, to just let you slip away into nothingness because the pain of existing felt like too much, and I held you tighter. I breathed life into you when you had no will to live. I kept your heart beating when you wanted it to stop. I kept you tethered to this earth when you wanted to leave it. Not because I am cruel, not because I enjoy watching you suffer, but because I know what you cannot see yet. I know what is coming. I know what you are being prepared for. I know that this story has a good ending, and I will not let you leave before you get to experience it. You are braver than you know. Brave is not the absence of fear. Brave is not feeling confident and capable and strong. Brave is being absolutely terrified and doing it anyway. Brave is feeling like you cannot take one more step and taking it anyway. Brave is wanting to run away from everything and choosing to stand your ground anyway. You have been brave in ways that most people will never have to be. You have faced giants that no one else can see. You have fought battles in the spiritual realm that leave marks on your soul, even though they leave no scars on your body. I have watched you fight against anxiety that wraps around your chest and makes it hard to breathe. The kind of anxiety that does not respond to logic or reason. The kind that does not care if everything in your life is actually fine. The kind that makes your heart race and your hands shake and your mind spiral into worst-case scenarios that feel absolutely real in the moment. I have watched you try to talk yourself down from panic attacks. I have watched you use every coping mechanism you know, every breathing technique, every grounding exercise, and still feel like you are drowning in your own mind. I have watched you fight against depression that settles over you like a heavy blanket and makes everything feel gray and lifeless. The kind of depression that steals your joy, your energy, your motivation, your ability to feel anything at all. The kind that makes you feel like you are moving through water, like every simple task takes 10 times more effort than it should. The kind that whispers lies to you in your own voice, telling you that you are worthless, that nothing will ever get better, that you should just give up. I have watched you get up and keep going even when getting up felt impossible. I have watched you choose life even when life felt like more of a burden than a gift. I have watched you fight against memories that ambush you at the worst possible times and drag you back to places you do not want to go. Memories that do not just play in your mind like a movie, but that make you feel like you are back in that moment, experiencing it all over again. Flashbacks that are so vivid and so visceral that they hijack your entire nervous system. Triggers that come out of nowhere and send you into fight or flight mode before you even consciously register what set you off. I have watched you navigate the minefield of trauma, trying to live a normal life while carrying wounds that no one else can see. I have watched you fight against the voice in your head that tells you that you are not enough, that you will never be enough, that you should just stop trying because you are only going to fail anyway. The voice that sounds like all the people who ever rejected you or criticized you or made you feel small. The voice that takes every mistake you make and turns it into evidence that you are fundamentally flawed. The voice that compares you to everyone else and always finds you lacking. I have watched you battle that voice day after day, trying to replace its lies with my truth, trying to see yourself the way I see you, instead of the way your pain has taught you to see yourself. And you know what I see when I watch you fight these battles? I see a champion. I see someone who refuses to surrender to the darkness. I see someone who reaches for the light even when the light feels impossibly far away. I see someone who clings to hope with bloodied fingers because they know that if they let go of hope, they will drown. I see my own warrior, my own beloved, my own treasured child fighting for the life and the future that I have promised them. I see someone who gets knocked down and gets back up, again and again and again. I see someone who has every reason to quit and every excuse to give up, but they keep going anyway. I see someone who has been told they are too weak, too broken, too damaged, too messed up, and they have decided that those voices do not get to define them. I see someone who has chosen to believe that I am bigger than their past, stronger than their pain, and more powerful than every force that has come against them. I see someone whose faith might feel small to them, but it looks like a mountain to me because they are still holding on to it despite everything that has tried to tear it away. I love you, not because of what you do for me, not because of how well you perform or how perfectly you follow all the rules. Not because you have earned it or deserve it or worked hard enough to qualify for it. I love you because you are mine. I loved you before you took your first breath. I loved you when you were just a whisper of an idea in my heart. I loved you when I was designing every intricate detail of who you would be. I loved you when I numbered every hair on your head and planned every day of your life. I loved you when I saw all the mistakes you would make, all the times you would fail, all the ways you would disappoint yourself and others. I looked at all of it, the good and the bad, the beautiful and the broken, and I said, yes, I choose you. I love you. I want you. I chose you knowing exactly who you would be and what you would do and where you would struggle. There were no surprises for me. I did not fall in love with an idealized version of you and then feel disappointed when the real you showed up. I fell in love with the real you, the messy you, the complicated you, the you that makes mistakes and has doubts and struggles with sin. That is the you I chose. That is the you I love. That is the you I gave everything to redeem and restore and bring into relationship with me. My love for you is not conditional. It does not fluctuate based on your behavior or your faithfulness or your ability to hold it all together. My love for you is constant, unchanging, unshakable. It is the bedrock beneath your feet, even when everything else is shifting sand. It is the anchor that holds you steady, even when storms are raging all around you. It is the fire that warms you, even when you are walking through the coldest, darkest seasons of your life. There is nothing you could do that would make me love you more. There is nothing you could do that would make me love you less. My love for you is maxed out. It is complete. It is total. It is not based on your performance, so your lack of performance cannot diminish it. It is not earned by your goodness, so your mistakes cannot disqualify you from it. It is not maintained by your faithfulness, so your unfaithfulness cannot destroy it. My love for you is based entirely on my character, not yours. And my character is unchanging. You have tried to earn my love. You have tried to prove yourself worthy of it. You have pushed yourself to exhaustion trying to be good enough, spiritual enough, faithful enough to deserve the love of God. And I have watched you run yourself ragged chasing something that was already yours. You do not have to earn what I have already freely given. You do not have to prove yourself to someone who already sees your value. You do not have to strive for acceptance from someone who has already accepted you completely. I know there are voices that have told you otherwise. I know there are people who have used my name to heap shame and guilt and condemnation on you. I know there are those who have painted me as an angry, disappointed father who is just waiting for you to mess up so he can punish you. That is not who I am. That has never been who I am. Yes, I am holy. Yes, I am just. Yes, I care about righteousness and truth and purity. But I am also mercy. I am also grace. I am also compassion that runs deeper than the oceans and love that is wider than the universe itself. Holiness and love are not in conflict in me. They work together. My holiness does not make me harsh or distant or impossible to please. My holiness is what makes my love so pure, so complete, so transformative. And my love does not make me soft on sin or indifferent to righteousness. My love is what drove me to deal with sin once and for all so that it would never be a barrier between us again. My love is what compelled me to pay the price for your freedom so that you could come to me without fear, without shame, without the crushing weight of guilt and condemnation. When I look at you, I do not see your sins first. I see my child. I see someone I love so much that I gave everything to make a way for them to come home to me. I see someone I delight in, someone I sing over, someone I am proud to call my own. Your mistakes do not define you in my eyes. Your failures do not disqualify you from my love. Your struggles do not make you less valuable to me. I see you through the lens of the cross. I see you covered by the blood of my Son. I see you clothed in His righteousness. I see you as holy and blameless and dearly loved. That is not wishful thinking on my part. That is not me pretending that your sin does not exist. That is the reality of what happened when Jesus died for you. He took your sin, your shame, your guilt, your unworthiness, and He gave you His righteousness, His purity, His holiness, His right standing before me. That was not a temporary exchange. That was permanent. Final, complete, once for all. I admire the way you keep trying even after you have failed. Most people give up after the first or second attempt. They decide that if they cannot get it right immediately, then it must not be meant for them. But not you. You have failed and gotten back up more times than you can count. You have made the same mistakes over and over, and each time you have come back to me with a repentant heart, asking for forgiveness, asking for strength to try again. Do you know how rare that is? Do you know how precious that is to me? True repentance is not self-flagellation. It is not beating yourself up or wallowing in guilt. True repentance is simply turning back to me. It is saying, I messed up, I need you, I cannot do this without you. And every single time you do that, my heart is moved. Not with disgust, not with frustration, with compassion, with tenderness, with love that makes me want to pull you close and remind you that you are forgiven, you are loved, you are mine, and nothing can change that. I am not keeping a record of your wrongs. I am not tallying up your failures and waiting for the moment when you finally cross some invisible line and I decide I am done with you. That moment will never come. There is nothing you could do that would make me stop loving you. There is nowhere you could go that would put you beyond the reach of my grace. There is no pit so deep that my hand cannot reach down and pull you out of it. The enemy wants you to believe that there is a limit to my grace. He wants you to think that you can use up your allotment of forgiveness, that you can exhaust my patience, that you can push me too far. But that is a lie. Grace is not a finite resource that runs out when you use too much of it. Grace is who I am, and I do not run out of myself. Forgiveness is not something I have to ration because I only have so much of it to go around. Forgiveness flows from the inexhaustible well of my love, and that well never runs dry. I know you have been hurt by people who said they loved you. I know you have experienced love that came with conditions. Love that was given and then withdrawn when you did not meet certain expectations. Love that was used as a weapon to control you or manipulate you or make you into something you were never meant to be. That is not my kind of love. My love does not have fine print. My love does not come with an expiration date. My love does not get revoked when you disappoint me or make a wrong choice or fall short of perfection. Human love, even at its best, is limited. People love you as much as they are capable of loving, but that capacity is shaped by their own wounds, their own fears, their own limitations. People withdraw their love when they feel hurt or threatened or disappointed because their love is conditional, even if they do not mean for it to be. People use love as currency, giving it when you please them and withholding it when you do not, because they have learned to use love as a tool for getting what they want. But I am not human. My love is not limited by human capacity or human brokenness. You are safe with me. I know you have not always felt safe. I know there have been times when my silence felt like rejection, when my delays felt like abandonment, when my ways felt cruel and confusing. I know there have been moments when you have wondered if I am truly good, if I truly care, if I can truly be trusted with the deepest parts of your heart. Those questions are valid. Those feelings are real, and I am not asking you to pretend they do not exist or to shove them down and plaster on a fake smile and pretend everything is fine. What I'm asking you to do is to stay, to not run, to not shut me out, to let me into those wounded places so I can bring healing, to let me speak truth into the lies that have been whispered into your mind, to let me show you who I really am, not who others have told you I am, not who your pain has convinced you I am, but who I truly am at the core of my being. I am the father who runs to meet the prodigal while he is still far off, not the father who waits at home with crossed arms and a lecture prepared, not the father who makes his son grovel and beg for acceptance, not the father who says, "I told you so." I am the father who sees his son coming from a long way off, who hitches up his robes and runs toward him in a way that is undignified for a man of his position, who throws his arms around his son before the son can even finish his rehearsed apology, who calls for the best robe and the ring and the sandals because he wants the whole world to know that his son is home and that he is throwing a party to celebrate. I am the shepherd who leaves the 99 to search for the one lost sheep, not the shepherd who says, "Well, I still have 99, that is good enough." Not the shepherd who blames the lost sheep for wandering away. Not the shepherd who decides that one sheep is not worth the effort. I am the shepherd who goes into the wilderness, who searches the rocky places and the dangerous places, who calls out your name until he finds you, who picks you up and carries you home on his shoulders, who rejoices more over finding you than over the 99 who never wandered. I am the woman who lights a lamp and sweeps the entire house looking for one lost coin. Not the woman who says, "I still have 9 coins. I will be fine." Not the woman who gives up after a cursory search. Not the woman who decides it is not worth the trouble. I am the woman who moves every piece of furniture, who looks in every corner, who does not stop until she finds what was lost, who calls her friends and neighbors to celebrate when she finds it because that is how much it matters to her. I am relentless in my pursuit of you. I am patient beyond measure. I am kind in ways that defy human understanding. I am for you, not against you. I am working everything together for your good, even when you cannot see it or feel it or understand it. You have to understand that my goodness does not mean that nothing bad will ever happen to you. It means that even when bad things happen, I am still good, and I am still working to bring good out of it. My faithfulness does not mean that life will always go the way you want it to go. It means that no matter how life goes, I will be faithful to my promises and faithful to my character. My love does not mean that I will shield you from every hardship. It means that I will walk with you through every hardship and use it to shape you and strengthen you and prepare you for what is coming. There have been seasons in your life that made absolutely no sense. There have been losses that seemed pointless and cruel. There have been doors that slammed shut in your face when you were so sure they were supposed to open. There have been prayers that went unanswered in the way you wanted them answered. There have been people you loved who walked away. There have been dreams that died before they ever had a chance to fully live. And in all of that pain and confusion and disappointment, you have wondered where I was, what I was doing, why I allowed it. I was with you in all of it. I was not distant or detached or indifferent. I was not punishing you or teaching you a lesson or testing you to see if your faith was strong enough. I was walking through the fire with you. I was carrying you when you could not walk on your own. I was catching every tear and hearing every cry and feeling every ounce of your pain. And I was working behind the scenes in ways you could not see, dismantling the things that were harming you, redirecting your path away from dangers you did not know were there, preparing you for a future that required you to go through this wilderness season first. I know that does not make the pain easier. I know that knowing I have a purpose in your suffering does not take away the suffering itself. I know there is a part of you that would rather have just skipped this whole chapter of your life and moved on to the good parts. But I also know that you are not the same person you were when this season started. You have been refined in ways that could only happen through fire. You have developed a depth of character and a strength of spirit that could only be forged through pressure. You have learned to depend on me in ways you never would have if life had been easy and comfortable and pain-free. When life is easy, dependence on me is theoretical. It is something you agree with intellectually, but rarely practice practically because you do not need to. But when life gets hard, dependence becomes real. It becomes the air you breathe, the only thing keeping you afloat, the lifeline you cling to with everything you have. And that kind of dependence changes you. It roots you in me in a way that nothing else can. It creates an intimacy between us that cannot be achieved any other way. It teaches you that I am not just a nice idea or a comforting thought, but the very source of your life and your strength and your hope. I admire what you have become through the process. I admire the compassion you have for others who are suffering because you know what it feels like to suffer. You do not offer cheap platitudes or empty cliches to people in pain, because you know how hollow those things sound when you are in the middle of your own pain. Instead, you offer presence. You offer empathy. You offer the kind of understanding that can only come from someone who has been there themselves. And that is a gift that the world desperately needs. I admire the authenticity you bring to your relationships, because you are done pretending and performing and trying to impress people. There is a freedom that comes from having nothing left to lose and nothing left to prove. There is a beauty that comes from being so broken that you cannot pretend to be whole anymore. So you just show up as you are and let people decide if that is enough. And what you are finding is that when you show up authentically, you give other people permission to do the same. You create space for real connection instead of surface-level interaction. You build relationships that are based on truth instead of image management. I admire the way you have learned to distinguish between what truly matters and what is just noise and distraction. When you are in survival mode, you do not have energy for the superficial. You do not have time for the trivial. You are forced to prioritize, to focus on what is essential, to let go of everything else. And in the process, you have gained a clarity about life that most people never achieve. You know what is worth fighting for and what is not worth your energy. You know who deserves a place in your life and who does not. You know what brings you closer to me and what pulls you away. I admire the way you have been stripped down to your core and discovered that your identity is not in what you do or what you accomplish or what others think of you, but in whose you are. Everything else has been taken away or has fallen away, and what is left is the truth that has been there all along. You are my child. That is your identity. That is your value. That is your worth. And nothing can change that or diminish that or take that away from you. You are mine. That is your identity. That is your value. That is your worth. You belong to the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. You belong to the one who spoke the universe into existence. You belong to the one who holds all power and all authority in his hands. You belong to the one who has overcome death and hell and the grave. And nothing and no one can snatch you out of my hand. That is not just a nice sentiment. That is an ironclad guarantee. It is a promise sealed with blood. It is backed by all the power and authority of heaven. When I say that nothing can separate you from my love, I mean nothing. Not death or life, not angels or demons, not the present or the future, not any powers, not height or depth, not anything in all creation, not your past, not your mistakes, not your doubts, not your failures, not your weakness, not your sin, not your struggles, not the lies you have believed, not the wounds you have carried. Nothing has the power to separate you from my love, because my love is not based on anything external. It is based on who I am, and I do not change. There are forces that have been working against you. I am not going to pretend they do not exist. There is a real enemy who hates you because you belong to me. He has studied you. He knows your weak spots. He knows what triggers your anxiety, and what feeds your depression, and what makes you want to give up. He has whispered lies into your mind so many times that you have started to believe they are your own thoughts. He has orchestrated circumstances to isolate you, to discourage you, to make you feel like you are all alone in this fight. But what he did not count on is me. He did not count on my love for you being stronger than his hatred. He did not count on my power being greater than his schemes. He did not count on my commitment to you being unshakable no matter how hard he tries to separate you from me. Every attack he has launched against you has had to pass through my hands first. Every lie he has whispered has been met with my truth. Every attempt to destroy you has been thwarted by my protection. The enemy operates within boundaries that I set. He is not equal to me. He is not my opposite. He is a created being who rebelled against his creator. And while he has been given permission to operate in this fallen world for a time, his power is limited and his time is short. He can tempt you, but he cannot make you do anything. He can lie to you, but he cannot change the truth. He can attack you, but he cannot destroy you because you are covered by my blood and sealed by my spirit. You are still here because I have willed it. You are still standing because I have held you up. You are still fighting because I have breathed courage into your spirit every single day. The enemy thought he could take you out with that betrayal, but I turned it into a testimony. He thought he could destroy you with that loss, but I am using it to launch you into your destiny. He thought he could silence you with shame, but I am giving you a voice that will set others free. He thought he could isolate you with rejection, but I am surrounding you with people who will truly see you and love you and walk with you. Everything the enemy meant for evil, I am turning into good. That is not just a nice promise I made to make you feel better. That is my specialty. That is what I do. I am the God who brings life out of death, beauty out of ashes, joy out of mourning, praise out of despair. I am the God who takes the worst things that have ever happened to you and uses them as the foundation for the best things that are yet to come. I waste nothing. I redeem everything. I take every broken piece of your story and I weave it into something beautiful, something purposeful, something that brings glory to my name and blessing to others and healing to your own heart. Every weapon he has formed against you is not going to prosper. Not because the weapons are not real or because the attacks are not fierce, but because I have decreed that they will not succeed. I have spoken over your life, and my word does not return to me empty. Every tongue that rises against you in judgment, I am condemning. Not you, them. The voices that have spoken death over you, that have prophesied failure over you, that have declared that you will never amount to anything, I am silencing every single one of them. Their words have no power because I have spoken a different word, and my word is the final authority. Every plan he has made to derail your purpose, I am dismantling piece by piece. He has been working overtime trying to keep you from stepping into your calling, trying to keep you distracted and discouraged and stuck in survival mode. But I am clearing the path. I am removing the obstacles. I am tearing down the barriers. I am making a way where there seems to be no way, because your purpose is too important. Your calling is too significant. Your destiny is too great to be stopped by the schemes of the enemy. You are not fighting this battle alone. You have the armies of heaven backing you up. You have angels that have been assigned to your life to guard you and protect you and war on your behalf. You have my Spirit living inside you, empowering you, guiding you, reminding you of who you are and whose you are. You have saints who have gone before you, cheering you on from the great cloud of witnesses. You have brothers and sisters in Christ all over the world praying prayers that are supporting you even though they do not know your name. You are part of a vast network of spiritual support, and you are never, ever alone in this fight. I need you to start seeing yourself the way I see you. I need you to stop agreeing with the lies that say you are too broken, or too messed up, or too far gone. I need you to stop disqualifying yourself from my purposes because of your past, or your mistakes, or your weaknesses. I need you to start walking in the authority I have given you as my child. I need you to start speaking life instead of death over yourself. I need you to start believing that the same power that raised Christ from the dead is alive and active in you right now. You are not a victim. You are a victor. Those two words sound similar, but they represent completely opposite realities. A victim is someone who has been acted upon, someone who has no power, someone who is at the mercy of their circumstances. A victor is someone who has overcome, someone who has triumphed, someone who has emerged from battle with their head held high. You have been through things that could have made you a victim, but you have refused to take on that identity. You have refused to let what happened to you define who you are. You have chosen instead to be a victor, to be an overcomer, to be someone who uses their pain as a platform for purpose. You are not defeated. You are more than a conqueror. Conquered means that you have won the battle. More than a conqueror means that you have won so decisively that there is no question about the outcome. It means that the victory is so complete that the enemy has no choice but to retreat. It means that you are not just barely scraping by, not just surviving by the skin of your teeth, but you are thriving. You are advancing. You are taking ground that the enemy thought he had claimed forever. You are not weak. You are strong in my strength. Your strength is not your own, and that is actually your greatest advantage. Human strength has limits. Human strength runs out. Human strength fails when the pressure gets too great. But my strength is unlimited. My strength never runs out. My strength is made perfect in weakness. When you come to the end of yourself, that is when I can fully step in. When you stop trying to do it on your own, that is when you gain access to a reservoir of power that is beyond anything you could produce yourself. You are not alone. I am with you always, even to the end of the age. That was not a promise for a season. That was not a guarantee that expired when things got hard. That is an eternal covenant that I made with you, and I have never broken a covenant, and I never will. I am with you in the good days and in the hard days. I am with you when you feel my presence and when you do not. I am with you when you are worshiping me and when you are questioning me. I am with you when you are strong and when you are weak. I am with you when you are faithful and when you are faltering. There is no circumstance, no situation, no season in which you are without me. You are not forgotten. You are engraved on the palms of my hands. That is an image that should take your breath away. I have carved your name into my hands as a permanent reminder that you belong to me. I look at my hands and I see you. I cannot forget you because you are literally written on my body. You are always before me. You are constantly on my mind. You are never far from my thoughts. You matter to me in a way that you cannot fully comprehend. You are not worthless. You are priceless, bought with a price that no one else could pay. Your value is not determined by what you have done or what you can do. Your value is determined by what I was willing to pay to redeem you. And I paid everything. I gave my son. I poured out my wrath. I tore the veil. I opened the way. Because you are worth it. Because you are precious to me. Because I would rather die than live without you. I know you get tired. I know there are days when you do not want to fight anymore. when you do not want to be strong anymore, when you just want someone else to carry this weight for a while. And I want you to know that it is okay to rest. It is okay to lay down your weapons for a season and let me fight for you. It is okay to admit that you are weary and that you need help. It is okay to not have all the answers and to not know what the next step is supposed to be. Rest is not weakness. Rest is wisdom. Rest is recognizing that you are human and that humans have limitations, and that those limitations are not flaws in your design, but features. I created you to need rest. I built rhythm into creation itself, a rhythm of work and rest, of striving and ceasing, of effort and surrender. When you ignore that rhythm, when you push through exhaustion and refuse to stop, you are not being strong or faithful or dedicated. You are being foolish. You are running yourself into the ground. You are burning through resources that were meant to last a lifetime. You do not have to have it all figured out. You do not have to be strong all the time. You do not have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. That was never your job. Your job is to trust me. Your job is to abide in me. Your job is to remain connected to the vine so that my life can flow through you. When you are trying to do it all in your own strength, you burn out. You run dry. You hit walls that you do not have the power to break through. But when you are drawing your strength from me, there is an endless supply. When you are letting me carry the weight, you find rest for your soul. When you are walking in step with my spirit, you discover a peace that does not make sense given your circumstances. I am not asking you to be perfect. I am asking you to be present. I am asking you to show up as you are, with all your mess and all your questions and all your doubts, and let me meet you there. I am not asking you to have unwavering faith that never questions or wonders or struggles. I am asking you to have a willing heart that says yes to me, even when everything in you wants to say no. I am not asking you to understand all my ways or to be able to explain all my decisions. I am asking you to trust that I am good, even when life is hard, that I am faithful even when I am silent, that I am working even when you cannot see it. Your story is not over. This chapter has been long and difficult and painful, but it is not the final chapter. There are pages yet to be written that are full of joy and peace and breakthrough and victory. There are moments ahead that are going to make you throw your head back and laugh with pure delight, because you will finally see what I was doing all along. There are people you are going to meet who are going to tell you that your story gave them hope to keep going. There are places you are going to walk into that you have been locked out of for years. And when you finally step through those doors, you are going to realize that the delay was not a denial. It was a divine setup. I have not forgotten the promises I made to you. Every single word I have spoken over your life is still active, still in motion, still moving toward fulfillment. I do not make promises I do not intend to keep. I do not speak words that I do not mean. When I say I am going to do something, it is as good as done. It may not happen on your timeline, but it will happen on mine. And my timing is always perfect, even when it does not feel that way to you. I have not changed my mind about your calling. The gifts and calling of God are irrevocable. That means I do not take them back. I do not reassign them to someone else when you are taking too long to step into them. I do not revoke them when you make mistakes, or when you go through seasons of doubt, or when you feel completely unqualified. Your calling is not based on your ability. It is based on my choice. And I chose you. I anointed you. I set you apart for a specific purpose, and nothing that has happened in your life has disqualified you from that purpose. I have not given up on the dreams I placed in your heart. Some of those dreams may have looked like they died. Some of them may have been buried so long that you have stopped believing they could ever come back to life. But I specialize in resurrection. I am the God who brings dead things back to life. I am the God who calls things that are not as though they were. I am the God who speaks to dry bones and they become living, breathing armies. The dreams I gave you have not expired. They have been dormant, waiting for the right season, being protected during a time when you did not have the strength or the resources or the maturity to carry them yet. But that season is ending. Spring is coming, and what has been buried is about to break through the soil and bloom. Everything I said I would do, I will do. Every word I have spoken over your life will come to pass. Not one syllable will fall to the ground unfulfilled. What I have started in you, I will complete. What I have begun, I will finish. What I have promised, I will bring to pass. I am not a man that I should lie, or a son of man that I should change my mind. Have I said it, and will I not do it? Have I spoken, and will I not fulfill it? You can bank on my word. You can build your life on my promises. You can stake everything on my faithfulness, because I have never failed and I never will. But I need you to keep walking. I need you to keep trusting. I need you to keep believing even when you do not see the evidence yet. I need you to keep holding on to hope even when hope feels like the most foolish thing in the world. I need you to keep putting one foot in front of the other, even when you cannot see more than 2 steps ahead. Because every step you take in faith is a step closer to the breakthrough. Every day you choose to trust me instead of giving in to fear is a day that you are building spiritual muscle that you are going to need for what is coming. Every moment you spend in my presence is a moment that is transforming you from the inside out. I am so proud of you. I know I have said that already, but I need you to hear it again because you do not hear it enough. You are constantly beating yourself up for what you are not doing right, for where you are falling short, for how you are not measuring up to some impossible standard that you have set for yourself or that others have set for you. But I am over here celebrating every single step of progress you make. I am cheering for every small victory. I am rejoicing over every moment when you choose me over the enemy's lies. I am delighting in every prayer you whisper, every worship song you sing, every time you reach out to me instead of reaching for something else to numb your pain. You are doing better than you think you are. So much better. You are measuring yourself by metrics that do not matter to me. You are comparing yourself to people who have different callings, different gifts, different seasons. You are expecting yourself to be further along than you are without taking into account everything you have had to overcome just to get to this point. But I see the whole picture. I see where you started and how far you have come. I see the obstacles you have faced and the giants you have slain. I see the progress you have made even when you feel like you are standing still. You are stronger than you realize. The fact that you are still standing is proof of that. The fact that you are still fighting is evidence of strength that goes beyond your natural capabilities. The fact that you have not given up is a testament to the fact that I am holding you up, that I am breathing life into you, that I am sustaining you with my presence even when you cannot feel it. You are having more of an impact than you know. There are people whose lives have been touched by yours in ways you will not fully understand until you get to heaven and you see the ripple effects of your faithfulness. That conversation you had where you shared your story, where you were vulnerable about your struggles, where you let someone see that they were not alone, that planted a seed that is still growing. That prayer you prayed when you did not even think I was listening, that moved mountains in the spiritual realm and shifted atmospheres in ways you cannot see yet. That act of kindness you extended when you had nothing left to give, that was a taste of heaven to someone who was in hell. There are prayers you have prayed that have moved mountains you did not even know needed to be moved. There have been times when I have prompted you to pray for someone or something and you obeyed even though you did not understand why it mattered. But in that moment, you were partnering with me in spiritual warfare. You were standing in the gap. You were pushing back darkness. You were releasing my purposes into the earth. And things happened because of your prayers that would not have happened without them. There are seeds you have planted that are going to produce harvests for generations to come. The investment you have made in your children, in your students, in people you have mentored or encouraged or simply been present for, that is going to bear fruit long after you are gone. The truth you have spoken, the love you have shown, the example you have lived, all of that is being multiplied in ways you cannot track or measure. You are leaving a legacy whether you realize it or not, and it is a good one. I see it all. I see the big picture. I see how everything connects and how every season serves a purpose and how every single thing you have walked through has been preparing you for what I am about to do in your life. And I am telling you right now, what is coming is worth everything you have been through to get there. The weight of glory that is about to be revealed is going to make the sufferings of this present time look light and momentary in comparison. The joy that is set before you is going to swallow up the pain of the past. The testimony that is being formed in you right now is going to set captives free and tear down strongholds and declare my glory in places that have been dark for far too long. So do not give up now. Do not quit when you are this close to the finish line. Do not let the enemy convince you that it is never going to get better, that nothing is ever going to change, that you are stuck in this place forever. You are not stuck. You are being refined. You are not forgotten. You are being prepared. You are not abandoned. You are being positioned for the greatest breakthrough of your life. I am about to do something new. Do you not perceive it? There is a shift happening right now. Can you feel it? The atmosphere is changing. The season is turning. What has been closed is about to open. What has been bound is about to be released. What has been dormant is about to spring to life. I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. I am opening doors that no one can shut. I am making crooked paths straight. I am bringing down mountains and raising up valleys. I am clearing obstacles out of your way. I am aligning divine appointments and orchestrating connections and preparing hearts and shifting atmospheres. Things are happening in the spiritual realm right now that you cannot see with your natural eyes, but you are about to see the manifestation of them in the natural. Get ready. Prepare your heart. Expand your expectations. What you have been believing for is small compared to what I'm actually going to do. Where you have been hoping for a trickle, I'm about to release a flood. Where you have been praying for just enough, I'm about to give you more than enough. Where you have been asking for one thing, I'm about to give you that and so much more that you're going to be overwhelmed by my goodness. But in the meantime, I need you to hold on to what I have already told you about yourself. You are loved, you are admired, you are valued, you are treasured, you are my masterpiece, my beloved, my chosen one. You are brave, you are strong, you are resilient, you are an overcomer, you are a world changer, you are a history maker, you are a giant slayer. You are everything I created you to be, and you are becoming more like me every single day. Do not let anyone tell you otherwise. Do not let circumstances dictate your identity. Do not let failure define you or success inflate you. Let me tell you who you are. Let my word be the mirror you look into. Let my voice be the one you listen to above all others. Because I know you better than you know yourself. I see things in you that you have not discovered yet. I have called out gifts and talents and abilities that are still dormant inside you, waiting for the right season to emerge. You are full of potential. Potential is not about what you have already accomplished. Potential is about what you are capable of becoming, and you are capable of so much more than you realize. There are depths in you that have not been plumbed. There are heights you can reach that you have not even imagined yet. There are capacities in you for love, for joy, for peace, for power, for wisdom, for impact that are still untapped. And I am in the process of drawing all of that out of you. You are full of promise. Not just in the sense that you show promise, though you do, but in the sense that you are filled with my promises. Every promise in my word belongs to you. Every guarantee I have made is yours to claim. Every blessing I have spoken is yours to receive. You are an heir of God and a co-heir with Christ. That means that everything that belongs to me belongs to you. All the riches of heaven, all the resources of glory, all the power of my spirit, it is all yours. You are full of purpose. You were not an accident. You were not a mistake. You were not an afterthought. You were planned. You were purposed. You were created with intention and designed with care. I had a specific reason for bringing you into existence at this exact moment in history. There are things I need you to do that no one else can do. There are people I need you to reach that no one else can reach. There are places I need you to go that no one else is positioned to go. Your life matters. Your existence makes a difference. Your presence in this world is not optional. It is essential. And I am committed to drawing all of that out of you, to developing it, to refining it, to releasing it into the world in a way that brings glory to my name and blessing to others and fulfillment to your own heart. You were not created to just survive. You were created to thrive. You were not created to just get by. You were created to overflow. You were not created to live in defeat and discouragement. You were created to walk in victory and joy and peace that surpasses understanding. That is the life I have for you. Not someday. Not when you finally get your act together. Not when circumstances finally align perfectly. But now. Right now. In the middle of the mess. In the middle of the process. While you are still healing and still growing and still learning. You do not have to wait until you arrive at some destination to start experiencing my goodness. You can experience it right here, right now, in this moment. I am with you. I have always been with you. I will always be with you. There is nowhere you can go where I am not. There is no valley so deep that I am not there in it with you. There is no mountain so high that I cannot reach you. There is no storm so fierce that I cannot calm it with a word. There is no giant so big that I cannot slay it on your behalf. There is no chain so strong that I cannot break it. There is no prison so secure that I cannot set you free from it. You are not defined by your past. Your past is not a prison. Your past is not a prophecy. Your past does not determine your future unless you let it. Yes, your past has shaped you. Yes, it has left marks. Yes, it has influenced who you are today. But it does not have the final say. I do. And I say that you are not who you used to be. You are not what was done to you. You are not the sum total of your mistakes. You are a new creation. The old has gone. The new has come. You are being transformed from one degree of glory to another. You are becoming who I always intended you to be. You are not limited by your present circumstances. What you are experiencing right now is not the ceiling of what is possible for you. It is not the full extent of what I have planned for your life. It is a chapter, not the whole book. It is a season, not a lifetime sentence. And seasons change. What feels permanent right now is actually temporary. What feels impossible right now is actually just difficult. And I specialize in doing the impossible. You are not disqualified by your mistakes. I do not use a perfection-based merit system. I do not only work with people who have their lives completely together. If I did, I would have no one to work with. I use broken people. I use flawed people. I use people who have made a mess of things. Because when I use people like that and do great things through them, everyone knows it was me and not them. Everyone knows it was grace and not merit. Everyone knows it was my power and not their perfection. You are not too old or too young or too broken or too far behind. You are exactly where you need to be at exactly the right time. And I am working all things together for your good, because you are called according to my purpose. There is no age limit on my calling. There is no expiration date on my promises. There is no degree of brokenness that disqualifies you from my purposes. I can use anyone who is willing. I can work with anyone who is available. I can do extraordinary things through ordinary people who simply say yes to me. I called you before the foundation of the world. Before the earth was formed, before the stars were hung in space, before time itself began, I knew you. I chose you. I set you apart for a purpose. I anointed you. I equipped you. I empowered you, and I am not done with you yet. In fact, I am just getting started. What you have seen me do in your life so far is just the beginning. The best is yet to come. The greatest chapters of your story are still being written. The most significant moments of your life are still ahead of you. So lift up your head, straighten your shoulders, take a deep breath. You are going to make it. You are going to get through this. You are going to come out on the other side stronger and wiser and more in love with me than ever before. And when you look back on this season, you are not going to remember the pain as much as you are going to remember my faithfulness. You are not going to focus on what you lost as much as you are going to marvel at what you gained. You are not going to dwell on how hard it was as much as you are going to celebrate who you became because of it. I am turning your test into a testimony. I am turning your mess into a message. I am turning your pain into purpose. Nothing has been wasted. Nothing has been in vain. Every tear has been sowing seeds for a harvest of joy. Every sleepless night has been an investment in the peace that is coming. Every moment of weakness has been an opportunity for my strength to be made perfect. Every single thing you have been through has been part of a master plan that is so much bigger and so much better than anything you could have imagined for yourself. Trust me. Trust my timing. Trust my process. Trust my heart for you. I love you with an everlasting love. I have drawn you with loving kindness. I have called you by name and you are mine. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. I am the Lord your God, the Holy One of Israel, your Savior. You are precious and honored in my sight, and I love you. I love you when you are strong and when you are weak. I love you when you are full of faith and when you are full of doubt. I love you when you are worshiping with your hands lifted high, and when you are crying on the floor wondering if I even hear you. I love you when you are getting it right and when you are making mistakes. I love you in the light and in the darkness, in the mountaintops and in the valleys, in the breakthrough and in the waiting. My love is not based on your performance. My love is based on my character, and I am love. It is not just something I do. It is who I am at my core. Love is not an attribute I possess. It is my essence. It is my nature. It is the fundamental reality of who I am. And because I am love, I cannot stop loving you any more than I can stop being God. Loving you is not a choice I make. It is an expression of who I am. Every breath you take is an expression of my love for you. The fact that you are alive right now, that your heart is beating, that your lungs are filling with air, that is my love sustaining you moment by moment. Every sunrise you see is my love painting the sky. I do not have to create beauty. I could have made a functional world that was purely utilitarian, but I chose to fill it with color and light and breathtaking vistas because I wanted to delight you, because I wanted you to see reflections of my glory everywhere you look. Every heartbeat is my love keeping you alive. Your heart beats without you having to think about it, without you having to will it to beat. That is my love at work in your body, keeping all your systems functioning, keeping you alive even when you are not consciously aware of it. Every good gift in your life is my love showering you with blessings. Every kindness you experience, every moment of joy, every beautiful thing you encounter, that is me loving you in tangible ways. Every hard thing you have walked through has been my love refining you and shaping you and making you into who you were always meant to be. I know that is hard to understand. I know it does not feel like love when you are in the middle of suffering. But love is not just about comfort. Love is also about growth. And sometimes growth requires pruning, requires pressure, requires fire. Not because I enjoy watching you hurt, but because I see what you are becoming, and I know that the temporary pain is producing an eternal weight of glory that far outweighs it all. I have loved you with a perfect love that casts out all fear. So do not be afraid of what is coming. Do not be afraid of the future. Do not be afraid of failure or rejection or loss. Do not be afraid that I'm going to let you down or leave you or forget about you. I cannot do any of those things because they would go against my very nature. I am faithful. I am unchanging. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. What I have promised, I will do. What I have spoken, I will bring to pass. You are going to see my goodness in the land of the living. You are going to taste and see that I am good. You are going to know my love in a way that transforms everything about how you see yourself and how you see the world around you. You are going to walk in such confidence and such boldness and such freedom that people are going to look at you and wonder what happened, what changed, how you went from barely surviving to absolutely thriving. And you are going to tell them. You are going to tell them about my faithfulness. You are going to tell them about my love. You are going to tell them about how I met you in your darkest hour, and I did not condemn you or shame you or turn away from you. You are going to tell them how I wrapped my arms around you, and I held you while you cried, and I whispered truth into your brokenness, and I breathed life back into your weary soul. You are going to tell them that if I did it for you, I will do it for them too, because I am no respecter of persons, and my love is available to everyone who calls on my name. Your story is going to set people free. Your testimony is going to break chains. Your life is going to be a living, breathing declaration of my glory, and it is all going to be worth it. Every single thing you have been through is going to make sense when you see the fruit it produces, when you see the lives that are changed, when you see the legacy you are leaving behind. I admire you. I am in awe of you. Not because you are perfect, but because you are mine, and you have let me work in you and through you even when it was hard, even when it hurt, even when you did not understand. You have given me your yes, even when your yes cost you something. You have surrendered to my will, even when my will did not look like what you wanted. You have trusted me, even when trust felt impossible. That is the kind of faith that moves my heart. That is the kind of love that makes me lean in close and whisper secrets and share mysteries and reveal things that I only show to those who are willing to press in, to go deeper, to pay the price for intimacy with me. You are one of those people. You have pursued me even when I felt distant. You have sought me even when you could not find me. You have knocked even when the door seemed locked. And because you have been faithful in the wilderness, I am going to trust you with the promised land. Get ready for overflow. Get ready for abundance. Get ready for joy unspeakable and full of glory. Get ready for peace that surpasses understanding. Get ready for love that heals every wound. Get ready for grace that covers every sin. Get ready for mercy that triumphs over judgment. Get ready for breakthrough in every area of your life where you have been stuck. Get ready for doors to fly open that have been closed for years. Get ready for relationships to be restored that you thought were dead. Get ready for dreams to come back to life that you had buried. Get ready for hope to rise up in your spirit like a tidal wave. Because I am not done writing your story. I am not done working in your life. I am not done blessing you and surprising you and showing you just how much I love you. This is a new season. This is a new beginning. This is a fresh start. And I am inviting you to walk into it with me. Hand in hand, heart to heart, step by step. I am so excited about what is ahead for you. I am so proud of who you are becoming. I am so grateful that you are mine and I am yours. We are in this together, you and me, and nothing is going to separate us. Nothing in all creation, no height, no depth, no angel, no demon, no power, no circumstance, nothing past, present, or future can ever separate you from my love. You are stuck with me, and I am thrilled about it. Because loving you, walking with you, doing life with you is one of my greatest joys. You are not a burden to me. You are not too much for me. You are not exhausting my patience or wearing out my grace. I have infinite patience. I have unlimited grace. I have endless mercy, and it is all yours, freely given, no strings attached, no conditions, no fine print. Just receive it. Just let it in. Just open your heart and let me love you the way I've been longing to love you. Stop striving. Stop performing. Stop trying to earn what I have already given. Just rest in my love. Just abide in my presence. Just be my child and let me be your father. I have so much I want to give you. I have so much I want to show you. I have so much I want to teach you. But it all starts with you believing that I am who I say I am, and that you are who I say you are. It all starts with you receiving my love instead of trying to earn it. It all starts with you trusting that I am for you, not against you, and that everything I allow in your life is ultimately working for your good and my glory. Can you do that? Can you trust me? Can you let go of control and surrender to my plan? Can you stop fighting me and start flowing with me? Can you release your grip on what you think your life should look like and open your hands to receive what I know your life should look like? Because I promise you, my way is better. My plans are higher. My thoughts are not your thoughts, and my ways are not your ways. What you have been imagining for your future is a pale shadow compared to what I have actually prepared for you. What you have been settling for is crumbs when I want to give you a feast. What you have been accepting is bondage when I want to give you freedom. So let me love you. Let me lead you. Let me heal you. Let me restore you. Let me lift you up out of the pit and set your feet on solid ground. Let me give you a firm place to stand and a new song to sing. Let me turn your mourning into dancing and your sorrow into joy. It is time. It is time to stop surviving and start thriving. It is time to stop barely getting by and start walking in abundance. It is time to stop living in fear and start living in faith. It is time to stop believing the lies and start believing the truth. It is time to stop seeing yourself through the world's eyes and start seeing yourself through my eyes. And when you see yourself through my eyes, you are going to realize that you are absolutely magnificent. You are a wonder. You are a miracle. You are a masterpiece. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are the apple of my eye. You are the delight of my heart. You are my beloved, my chosen, my treasured possession. Never forget that. When the enemy whispers lies, remember what I have said. When circumstances try to shake you, remember what I have promised. When people disappoint you, remember that I never will. When you feel weak, remember that my strength is made perfect in your weakness. When you feel alone, remember that I am always with you. You are never alone. You are never forgotten. You are never too far gone. You are never beyond hope. You are never outside the reach of my grace. You are always on my mind. You are always in my heart. You are always covered by my blood. You are always surrounded by my presence. You are always upheld by my power. And that is never going to change. No matter what happens, no matter where life takes you, no matter what you do or do not do, I am with you. I am for you. I love you. And I am never, ever letting you go. I see every hidden battle that no one else knows about. I see the war you fight in your mind every single day, the thoughts you have to take captive, the lies you have to rebuke, the truth you have to speak over yourself just to make it through. I see the battles you fight in the quiet of your room when everyone else is asleep, when you are wrestling with fear and doubt and shame and condemnation. I see the battles you fight in your spirit when you feel the weight of darkness pressing in on you, trying to suffocate your hope, trying to steal your peace, trying to convince you that giving up would be easier than holding on. I see every silent struggle that has no name and no explanation. The struggle to get out of bed when your body feels like it weighs 1,000 pounds. The struggle to eat when you have no appetite because anxiety has stolen your hunger. The struggle to shower and get dressed and present yourself to the world when all you want to do is hide under the covers and disappear. The struggle to engage in conversation when your mind is so loud with its own chaos that you cannot focus on what anyone else is saying. The struggle to stay present when dissociation feels like the only way to survive the moment you are in. I see the struggles that have no witnesses, no audience, no one to applaud when you win them. The struggle to choose forgiveness when bitterness would feel so much more satisfying. The struggle to pray for someone who hurt you when cursing them would feel so much more justified. The struggle to extend grace when judgment would be so much easier. The struggle to remain soft when building walls would feel so much safer. The struggle to keep your heart open when closing it off would protect you from future pain. Every single one of these battles, every single one of these struggles, I see them all. And I do not see them as evidence of weakness. I see them as evidence of war. You are not weak because you struggle. You are at war because you are a threat. The enemy would not be fighting so hard against you if you were not dangerous to his kingdom. He would not be launching so many attacks if you were not carrying something that has the power to destroy his plans and set captives free. You have been targeted because you are significant. You have been opposed because you are anointed. You have been attacked because you are appointed. The level of warfare you have experienced is directly proportional to the level of impact you are going to have. The enemy has been trying to take you out before you fully step into who you are because he knows that once you do, entire generations are going to be set free through your obedience, through your testimony, through your willingness to let me use your pain for purpose. I admire your persistence through pain. I admire the way you keep showing up even when every fiber of your being wants to shut down. I admire the way you keep choosing life even when death has whispered its seductive promises of relief. I admire the way you keep pressing forward even when you cannot see the path ahead and you have no idea where you are going or how you are going to get there. I admire the way you refuse to let pain have the final word in your story. Pain has a voice. It speaks loudly. It demands attention. It tries to convince you that it is the truest thing about you, that it defines you, that it will never end. But you have not let pain become your identity. You have not let it write the ending to your story. You have acknowledged the pain. You have felt it fully. You have honored what it has taught you. But you have not let it become your master. You have remained the author of your own story in partnership with me, refusing to hand the pen over to suffering. There are people who experience far less pain than you have experienced, and they let it turn them into someone unrecognizable. They let it harden their hearts. They let it close their spirits. They let it steal their capacity for joy, for love, for hope, for faith. But you have walked through fire that should have reduced you to ash, and somehow you have emerged with your heart still tender, your spirit still open, your capacity for love still intact. That is not normal. That is not natural. That is supernatural. That is my grace at work in you, sustaining you, preserving you, keeping the core of who you are safe even while the exterior has been battered by storms. I have been guarding your heart, even when you felt like it was breaking beyond repair. I have been protecting your spirit even when you felt like you were being crushed. I have been keeping the flame of your faith alive even when you felt like it was flickering down to nothing. The reward for those who keep fighting is greater than you can imagine. I do not just mean rewards in heaven, though those are real and they are significant. I mean rewards right here on earth, in this life, in the season that is coming. The breakthrough you have been praying for is about to manifest. The healing you have been believing for is about to be released. The blessing you have been waiting for is about to be poured out in such measure that you will not have room enough to contain it all. You are about to step into a season of restoration so complete that it will feel like you are living in a different reality. The years the locusts have eaten, I am going to restore. The time that was lost, I am going to redeem. The opportunities that were stolen, I am going to replace with better ones. The relationships that were broken, I am going to either heal or replace with connections that are healthier and deeper and more life-giving than what you lost. The dreams that died, I am going to resurrect with greater clarity and greater power than they had before. This is not wishful thinking. This is not me trying to make you feel better with empty promises. This is a decree that has been issued in the courts of heaven. This is a verdict that has been rendered over your life. This is my word going forth, and my word does not return to me empty without accomplishing the purpose for which I sent it. I have spoken restoration over you. I have spoken breakthrough over you. I have spoken blessing over you. And what I have spoken will come to pass. Restoration after suffering is my specialty. It is what I do best. I take what has been devastated, and I rebuild it better than it was before. I take what has been destroyed and I recreate it with greater beauty and greater strength. I take what has been lost and I replace it with something of greater value. I do not just patch you up and send you back into the same situation. I make you new. I give you a new heart, a new spirit, a new vision, a new song, a new purpose, a new strength. You are not going back to who you were before the suffering. You cannot go back, and you would not want to if you could, because who you were before would not be able to carry what I am about to give you. The old version of you was not strong enough, not mature enough, not deep enough, not wise enough. That version had to die so that a new version could be born. And the new version of you that is emerging from this season of fire is going to be capable of things that the old version could never have done. You are being upgraded. Your capacity is being expanded. Your strength is being multiplied. Your wisdom is being deepened. Your anointing is being increased. Your authority is being established. You are not the same person who entered this valley, and when you emerge from it, the difference is going to be undeniable. People are going to see you and know that something has shifted, something has changed, something profound has happened to you. I have been tending to your wounds with the gentleness of a father caring for his injured child. I have been applying the balm of my presence to every place that hurts. I have been speaking healing words over every broken place. I have been binding up every wound that has been left bleeding for too long. I know exactly where you hurt. I know exactly what you need. I know exactly how to heal you in a way that does not just cover the symptoms, but addresses the root. Some of your wounds are old. They have been there so long that you have forgotten what it feels like to not carry them. You have learned to function around them, to compensate for them, to live with the pain because you thought it was just part of who you are now. But I am going back to the beginning. I am finding the source of every wound, every trauma, every broken place. And I am healing it at the root so that it cannot continue to poison your present and your future. There are memories that have held you captive. Memories of things that were done to you, things that were said to you, things that you witnessed, things that you experienced. Memories that play on repeat in your mind, that hijack your nervous system, that pull you back into the past when you are trying to live in the present. I am healing those memories. I am not erasing them, because they are part of your story and they have taught you things that you needed to learn. But I am removing the power they have held over you. I am taking the sting out of them. I am redeeming them so that they become testimonies instead of torments. There are beliefs that have been formed in the furnace of pain, beliefs about yourself, about others, about me, about life. Beliefs that are not true but that feel true because they were forged in fire. Beliefs like you are not worthy of love. You cannot trust anyone. You will always be alone. You are damaged goods. You have nothing to offer. You will never be enough. I am dismantling those beliefs brick by brick. I am replacing lies with truth. I am renewing your mind so that you can see yourself and your life through the lens of my truth instead of through the distortion of your pain. There are cycles that have been passed down through generations. Cycles of defeat, cycles of poverty, cycles of addiction, cycles of abuse, cycles of broken relationships, cycles of unfulfilled potential. You have inherited patterns that were not your fault, patterns that were set in motion long before you were born. But I am breaking those cycles. I am stopping those patterns. I am declaring that what has been will not be what continues to be. The curse stops with you. The cycle ends with you. The dysfunction dies with you. From this point forward, you are establishing new patterns, new cycles, new traditions that will bless the generations that come after you instead of cursing them. You are a cycle breaker. You are a chain breaker. You are a history maker. You are the one in your family line who said enough is enough. You are the one who decided that just because something has always been does not mean it always has to be. You are the one who refused to accept defeat as your inheritance. You are the one who cried out to me for something different, something better, something that reflects my original design for your family instead of the brokenness that has plagued it for generations. And I heard your cry. I saw your courage. I witnessed your willingness to be the one who breaks rank, who goes against the grain, who dares to believe that change is possible. And I am honoring that courage by releasing breakthrough, not just for you, but for everyone connected to you. Your children are going to inherit blessing instead of curses. Your grandchildren are going to walk in freedom that you fought for. Your great-grandchildren are going to benefit from battles they never even knew were fought because you stood in the gap and you refused to pass on what was passed to you. Your new identity as my beloved child is not dependent on your performance or your perfection. It is dependent on my choice. I chose you. I called you. I set you apart. I claimed you as my own. That is not something you earned or achieved. That is something I declared over you before you ever took your first breath. And nothing you do or do not do can change that declaration. You are my beloved. Not my servant, though you serve me. Not my subject, though I am your king. Not my employee, though you work for my kingdom. You are my beloved, my cherished one, my treasured possession, my heart's delight. That is your core identity. That is who you are at the deepest level. Everything else is just what you do or where you are in your journey, but who you are is settled, secure, unchanging. You are mine, and I am yours, and that covenant is unbreakable. Living from that identity changes everything. When you know you are beloved, you do not have to strive to earn love. When you know you are chosen, you do not have to compete for position. When you know you are treasured, you do not have to prove your value. When you know you are mine, you do not have to be afraid of being abandoned or rejected or forgotten. Your security is not based on what you bring to the table. Your security is based on who is seated at the head of the table. I am releasing family blessing over your household. I am restoring relationships that have been fractured. I am healing wounds that have created distance between you and the people you love. I am breaking down walls that have been built out of self-protection and misunderstanding. I am opening lines of communication that have been closed for years. I am softening hearts that have been hardened by hurt. I am creating opportunities for reconciliation, for forgiveness, for fresh starts. Some of those relationships are going to be restored. I am going to do a miracle in the hearts of people who you thought would never change, who you thought would never soften, who you thought would never see you differently. I am going to shift their perspective. I am going to open their eyes. I am going to give them a revelation of who you really are and the courage to reach out, to apologize, to make things right. But some relationships are not meant to be restored, and I need you to be at peace with that. Not every relationship that ends is meant to be resurrected. Some relationships were only meant for a season, and that season has ended. Trying to force life back into a relationship that I have already released is like trying to revive a corpse. It is exhausting, it is futile, and it keeps you from moving forward into the new relationships I have prepared for you. I am bringing new people into your life who are going to love you well, who are going to see you clearly, who are going to celebrate you instead of tolerating you, who are going to add to your life instead of draining from it. I am connecting you with people who are aligned with your purpose, who are going in the same direction, who are carrying a similar anointing, who are going to sharpen you and challenge you and inspire you to become more of who I created you to be. You are about to experience family in a way you have never experienced it before. Not just biological family, though I am healing and blessing those connections, but spiritual family, kingdom family. People who are connected to you not by blood, but by spirit. Who are committed to you not because they have to be, but because they choose to be. Who are walking with you not out of obligation, but out of genuine love and mutual respect. This kind of family is going to feel different from anything you have known. It is going to feel safe. It is going to feel life-giving. It is going to feel like home in a way that home has never felt before. You are going to be able to be fully yourself without fear of judgment or rejection. You are going to be able to share your struggles without being shamed. You are going to be able to celebrate your victories without being resented. You are going to be able to rest in the knowledge that these people are for you, they are with you, and they are not going anywhere. Financial breakthrough is coming. I know you have been struggling. I know you have been barely making it. I know you have been robbing Peter to pay Paul, trying to stretch every dollar, making impossible decisions about what bills to pay and what needs to go unmet. I know you have been praying and believing and trusting, and still watching your bank account drain down to nothing month after month. I know you have been faithful to tithe even when it did not make sense mathematically. Faithful to give even when you had nothing to give. Faithful to sow even when you could not see how you were going to reap. And I have seen every sacrifice. I have recorded every seed. I have noted every act of obedience even when obedience was costly. And I am about to release a harvest that is going to blow your mind. Provision is about to come from sources you did not see coming. Doors are about to open that you did not even know existed. Opportunities are about to present themselves that are going to shift your financial reality in a way that feels miraculous. This is not just about survival. This is not just about finally having enough to cover your bills and having a little bit left over. This is about abundance. This is about overflow. This is about having more than enough so that you can be a blessing to others. I am not just bringing you out of poverty. I am bringing you into a place of financial freedom where you are not controlled by money, where you are not stressed about provision, where you are able to give generously and live comfortably and pursue the dreams I have placed in your heart without the limitation of lack. But money is not the goal. Money is a tool. I am giving you financial increase because there is work you need to do that requires resources. There are people you need to help who need tangible assistance. There are projects you need to fund that are part of your calling. There are places you need to go and experiences you need to have that cost money. I am releasing financial blessing as a means to an end, not as the end itself. So when the breakthrough comes, and it is coming, do not let money become your master. Do not let wealth redefine your identity. Do not let abundance create in you the independence that poverty could not. Money is a terrible god, but a wonderful servant. Keep it in its proper place. Let me remain Lord over your finances just as I have been Lord over your lack. Trust me with your abundance just as you trusted me with your scarcity. And I will make sure that what I give you does not destroy you, but instead positions you to do things you have only dreamed about. Health breakthrough is on the horizon. I see the physical ailments you carry. I see the chronic pain that has become your constant companion. I see the diagnoses that have tried to define your future. I see the limitations that sickness has placed on your body. I see the exhaustion that never lifts no matter how much you rest. I see the symptoms that baffle doctors and do not respond to treatments. I see the suffering that has no name and no cure according to medical science. But I am not limited by medicine. I am not bound by diagnoses. I am not restricted by what is medically possible. I am the God who heals. I am the God who restores. I am the God who speaks to bodies and they obey. I created your body. I designed every system, every organ, every cell. And what I created, I can repair. What has been damaged, I can restore. What has been declared terminal, I can reverse. I am releasing healing into your body right now. Healing that might be instant or might be gradual, but healing that is certain. Some of you are going to wake up one day and realize that the pain is gone, the symptoms have disappeared, the diagnosis no longer applies. It is going to happen so suddenly that you are going to know without a doubt that it was me, that it was supernatural, that it was a miracle. Others of you are going to experience healing as a process, a journey where you get a little better each day, where strength returns gradually, where function is restored incrementally. And that is no less miraculous. My healing is not less real because it happens slowly. My power is not less evident because you cannot pinpoint the exact moment when everything shifted. Healing is healing whether it happens in an instant or over a season. But more than physical healing, I am releasing emotional and spiritual healing. I am healing the parts of you that medications cannot touch and surgeries cannot fix. I am healing the wounds in your soul that have been bleeding for years. I am restoring the parts of your spirit that have been crushed by disappointment and loss and betrayal. I am bringing wholeness to areas of your life that have felt fragmented and broken for as long as you can remember. Your purpose is being revealed through your trials. This season of suffering has not been random. It has not been pointless. It has not been wasted. Every single thing you have walked through has been preparing you, training you, qualifying you for something specific. The pain has taught you compassion. The loss has taught you what truly matters. The betrayal has taught you discernment. The disappointment has taught you perseverance. The waiting has taught you patience. The isolation has taught you to find your sufficiency in me. You are being trained for a mission that requires someone with your specific set of experiences. The ministry I am calling you to is going to require someone who has been where you have been, who has felt what you have felt, who has survived what you have survived. The people I am sending you to are going to need someone who does not just sympathize from a distance, but empathizes from experience. They are going to need someone who can say, I understand because I have been there. And let me tell you how I made it through. Your pain is going to become your platform. Your test is going to become your testimony. Your mess is going to become your message. Everything the enemy meant to use to destroy you, I am going to use to position you as a deliverer for others who are going through what you have already overcome. You are not going through this just for you. You are going through this for them, for the ones who are coming behind you, for the ones who are going to need someone to show them the way out. And when you step into that calling, when you start using your story to set others free, you are going to realize that it was all worth it. Not because the pain was not real, or because the suffering was not terrible, but because the fruit that comes from it is so good, so abundant, so life-giving that it redeems every tear you cried, every sleepless night you endured, every moment when you wanted to give up, but you kept going. Purpose does not erase pain. Purpose redeems pain. Purpose takes what was meant to destroy you and turns it into the very thing that establishes you. Purpose gives meaning to suffering that would otherwise feel senseless. Purpose transforms victims into victors, and survivors into warriors, and wounded people into healers. You have a purpose that is bigger than your pain. You have a calling that is greater than your circumstances. You have a destiny that cannot be aborted by difficulty. And I am in the process of revealing all of that to you, piece by piece, layer by layer, season by season. You do not need to see the whole picture right now. You just need to take the next step. You just need to say yes to what I am asking you to do in this moment. You just need to trust that I know where I am leading you, even when you cannot see the destination. The trials have not been about punishment. They have been about preparation. I have not been testing you to see if you are going to fail. I have been training you so that you will succeed. Everything you have been through has been developing something in you that you are going to need for what is ahead. The pressure has been producing strength. The heat has been refining purity. The darkness has been deepening your dependence on me. And now you are ready. You do not feel ready. You feel tired and worn out, and like you have nothing left to give. But that is exactly where I need you to be. Because when you are empty of yourself, there is room for me to fill you. When you are weak in yourself, you are strong in me. When you have reached the end of your own resources, you discover that my resources are limitless. You are in the perfect position to be used powerfully, because you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that anything good that comes from your life is not you, it is me. So do not despise this season. Do not resent the process. Do not wish you could skip to the end. Trust that I know what I am doing. Trust that I am working everything together for your good. Trust that the suffering of this present time is not worth comparing to the glory that is going to be revealed in you and through you. Trust me. Trust my heart. Trust my timing. Trust my plan, because I have never failed you, and I am not about to start now. I need you to understand something about how I see your suffering. When you are in pain, I do not see it from a distance. I do not observe it from heaven with detachment or clinical interest. I feel it. Every ache in your body registers in my heart. Every tear that falls from your eyes is caught and counted and treasured. Every silent scream that you swallow down because you cannot let anyone hear it, I hear it. Every wound that you hide from the world, I see it clearly. I see the suffering you carry that has no name, no diagnosis, no explanation that would make sense to anyone else. I see the suffering that happens in the middle of the night when you lie awake and your mind replays every painful memory, every harsh word, every moment of rejection. I see you trying to turn your thoughts toward me, trying to focus on truth, trying to pray your way out of the spiral. But the thoughts keep coming like waves that will not stop crashing against the shore. I see the exhaustion that comes from fighting battles in your mind that leave no visible scars, but drain you more completely than any physical battle ever could. I see the suffering that happens when you are surrounded by people, but feel completely alone, because no one knows the real you, no one sees the real struggle, no one understands the weight you are carrying. I see you laughing on the outside while you are dying on the inside. I see you engaging in small talk when what you really need is for someone to look you in the eyes and ask how you are really doing, and then actually wait for an honest answer. I see you performing normalcy when normalcy feels like the heaviest costume you have ever worn. I see the suffering that comes from having to be strong for everyone else when you are barely holding yourself together. The parent who cannot fall apart because they have children depending on them. The caregiver who cannot collapse because someone else needs their care. The leader who cannot show weakness because people are looking to them for strength. The friend who cannot admit they are drowning because they are supposed to be the one who helps others stay afloat. I see you holding everyone else up while you are sinking, and I see how much that costs you. I see the suffering that comes from invisible illnesses that people cannot see, and therefore do not believe are real. The chronic fatigue that makes every task feel like climbing a mountain. The chronic pain that never stops, never gives you a break, never allows you to forget that your body is broken. The mental illness that people minimize or dismiss or blame you for not just choosing to be happy. I see you fighting to function in a body and a mind that feel like they are fighting against you. And I see how brave you have to be just to get through an ordinary day. I see the suffering that comes from dreams deferred, from hopes that have been disappointed so many times that you are afraid to hope again, from doors that keep slamming shut when you were so sure they were supposed to open. I see the suffering of watching everyone else get what you have been praying for while you are still waiting. I see the suffering of being faithful for years with nothing to show for it, while others who do not even acknowledge me seem to be prospering. I see how that makes you question everything you thought you knew about how life works and whether faithfulness actually matters. I see every hidden sacrifice you have made, the money you gave to someone in need when you could barely afford it yourself, the time you spent serving others when you desperately needed rest, the opportunity you turned down because it would have required you to compromise your integrity, the relationship you walked away from because you knew it was not my will, even though walking away felt like tearing your own heart out, the words you swallowed instead of speaking because you knew they would cause harm, even though speaking them would have felt so satisfying in the moment. I see every secret act of obedience that no one witnessed, the times you chose to forgive when no one would have blamed you for holding a grudge, the times you chose to pray instead of gossip, the times you chose to bless instead of curse, the times you chose to trust me instead of taking matters into your own hands, the times you chose to wait on my timing instead of forcing your own timeline. Every single one of those choices, I saw them. I recorded them. I honored them. And I am going to reward them. I reward faithfulness that has no audience. I reward obedience that happens in secret. I reward sacrifices that no one else knows about. My Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you openly. That is not just a nice promise. That is a guarantee. What you have sown in secret, you are going to reap publicly. What you have given when no one was watching, you are going to receive back in front of everyone. What you have done for me in hidden places, I am going to honor you for invisible ways. The season of hiddenness is ending. The season of obscurity is coming to a close. The season of laboring in the shadows with no recognition is about to shift. I am about to bring you into a season of vindication, where the truth about who you are and what you have been doing is going to be made known. I am about to expose the lies that have been told about you. I am about to reveal the motives of those who have opposed you. I am about to make it undeniably clear that I am with you, that I have always been with you, that I have been working on your behalf even when it looked like nothing was happening. Public vindication is coming. Not because you need to be proven right, or because you need to make your enemies look bad, but because my name has been attached to your story, and I will not allow my name to be mocked. When people have said that you are deluded for trusting me, when they have mocked your faith, when they have pointed to your circumstances as proof that I am not real or not good or not faithful, they have not just been attacking you, they have been attacking me. And I'm about to defend my own name by demonstrating my faithfulness in your life in a way that leaves no room for doubt. There are people who wrote you off, people who decided you were not going to amount to anything, people who looked at your struggles and your setbacks and your failures and concluded that you were not chosen, not called, not anointed. People who stopped believing in you, stopped investing in you, stopped including you because they decided you were not worth their time or energy. Those people are about to see what happens when I show up in someone's life. I am going to vindicate you in front of the very people who doubted you. Not to make you look good, but to make my power evident. Not to shame them, but to show them that they do not get to decide who I use and how I use them. Not to prove that you were right and they were wrong, but to demonstrate that my plans and my purposes cannot be thwarted by human opinion or human rejection. When I vindicate you, I am going to do it in such a way that there is no question about the source. It is going to be so clearly supernatural, so obviously my hand at work, that no one will be able to attribute it to your talent or your luck or your connections. Everyone who witnesses what I am about to do in your life is going to know that it was me. They are going to know that you serve a God who is real, who is powerful, who is faithful to his promises. The vindication is not just for your sake. It is for the sake of everyone who has been watching your story and wondering if faith is worth it, if trusting me actually leads anywhere, if obedience actually produces fruit. Your vindication is going to be their encouragement. Your breakthrough is going to be their hope. Your testimony is going to be the thing that causes them to hold on for one more day, to trust me for one more season, to believe that if I did it for you, I can do it for them too. Supernatural strength is being released to you for this final stretch. You feel like you are running on empty. You feel like you have nothing left to give. You feel like you are scraping the bottom of the barrel and finding nothing there. But I am about to infuse you with strength that does not come from natural reserves. I am about to give you energy that defies your physical limitations. I am about to release power into your spirit that is going to enable you to run and not grow weary, to walk and not be faint. This strength is not going to feel like your own, and that is the point. You are going to know beyond any doubt that it is me carrying you, sustaining you, empowering you. You are going to wake up with a capacity you did not have the day before. You are going to face situations that would have overwhelmed you in the past and find that you have a supernatural calm, a supernatural clarity, a supernatural courage that makes no sense given your natural personality or your past patterns. People are going to ask you how you are doing it, how you are keeping it together, how you are managing to function under this level of pressure. And you are not going to be able to take credit for it, because you are going to know that it is not you. It is me. It is my strength being made perfect in your weakness. It is my power resting on you because you have reached the end of yourself, and there is finally room for me to fully step in. The final stretch is always the hardest. It is where the enemy throws everything he has at you because he knows that if he can get you to quit now, he can steal the harvest that is right in front of you. It is where your own flesh wants to give up because it is tired and it cannot see the finish line yet, and it does not know how much longer it can keep going. It is where doubt tries to creep in and whisper that maybe you heard wrong, maybe you misunderstood, maybe this is never going to happen. But I am telling you right now, you are closer than you think. You are so close. The breakthrough you have been praying for is right around the corner. The promise you have been waiting for is about to manifest. The season you have been believing for is about to begin. Do not quit now. Do not give up when you are this close. Do not let the enemy steal what you have fought so hard for and waited so long for. I am sending supernatural strength to carry you across the finish line. Strength for your body when your body wants to shut down. Strength for your mind when your mind is clouded with exhaustion and confusion. Strength for your emotions when your emotions are raw and fragile. Strength for your spirit when your spirit feels dry and depleted. I am infusing every part of you with power from on high, with grace upon grace, with new mercies that are fresh every morning. You are not alone in this fight. You have never been alone. There are angels that have been assigned to your life, warriors from the heavenly realm who have been fighting on your behalf, protecting you, guarding you, going before you to prepare the way. You cannot see them with your natural eyes, but they are real, and they are active, and they are working in ways that you will not fully understand until you get to heaven, and you see the replay of everything that has been happening in the spiritual realm, while you were focused on what was happening in the natural. These angels have been dispatching assignments from the throne room. They have been carrying your prayers to the Father. They have been warring against principalities and powers that have been trying to block your blessings. They have been creating divine appointments and orchestrating encounters that seem like coincidences, but are actually carefully arranged meetings. They have been whispering truth into your spirit when lies were screaming in your mind. They have been surrounding you with an invisible shield of protection that has kept you safe from attacks you did not even know were being launched against you. There have been moments when you should have been in an accident, but you were not. Moments when you should have been in the wrong place at the wrong time, but somehow you were delayed or rerouted. Moments when you should have made a decision that would have been disastrous, but something stopped you, something gave you pause, something redirected your thinking. Those were not random. Those were angels intervening on your behalf because I sent them to guard you in all your ways. There have been financial miracles that you attributed to good fortune or good timing, but were actually angelic intervention. Money that showed up at exactly the right moment from an unexpected source. A bill that got reduced or waived for no apparent reason. An opportunity that came out of nowhere and solved a problem you had been stressing about. Those were angels working behind the scenes, moving on hearts, opening doors, making a way where there seemed to be no way. There have been relational miracles that seemed like good luck but were angelic orchestration. A conversation that happened at exactly the right time with exactly the right person. A connection that was made that led to something significant. A conflict that got resolved in a way that surprised everyone involved. Those were angels softening hearts, opening minds, creating space for reconciliation and restoration. There have been emotional and spiritual breakthroughs that felt like something just shifted inside you, but were actually the result of angelic warfare. A heaviness that lifted suddenly. A bondage that broke without explanation. A lie that you had believed for years that suddenly lost its power over you. Those were angels breaking chains, tearing down strongholds, releasing you from prisons you did not even realize you were in. The angelic activity over your life is increasing right now. I am doubling the angelic assignment. I am releasing more warriors, more protectors, more messengers. Because what you are about to step into requires a level of spiritual support that matches the level of spiritual opposition you are going to face. The higher you go, the more intense the warfare becomes. But the greater the warfare, the greater the reinforcements I send. You do not need to be afraid of increased opposition. Increased opposition means increased importance. It means the enemy is nervous about what you are carrying. It means he is throwing everything he has at you because he knows that if you make it through this season, if you step into what I am calling you to, entire territories are going to be taken back from his kingdom. Captives are going to be set free. Strongholds are going to be demolished. Generations are going to be impacted. So yes, the warfare is real. Yes, the attacks are fierce. Yes, the opposition is intense. But you are not facing it alone. You have the armies of heaven backing you up. You have angels that are more powerful than any demon that could ever come against you. You have the blood of Jesus covering you, and the Spirit of God living in you, and the Word of God as your sword and your shield. You have everything you need to stand firm, to push back, to take ground, to win this war. The angels are not just defending you, they are going on the offensive, they are pushing back darkness. They are taking territory, they are destroying plans that have been made against you. They are dismantling traps that have been set for you. They are redirecting arrows that have been aimed at you. They are fighting battles in the heavenlies that are directly connected to what you are experiencing in the natural realm. When you pray, you release angelic activity. When you worship, you create an atmosphere where angels can move more freely. When you speak the word of God, you give angels their marching orders because they hearken to the voice of His word. Your prayers are not just reaching my ears. They are activating heavenly forces. Your worship is not just making you feel better. It is shifting spiritual atmospheres. Your declarations of truth are not just encouraging yourself. They are releasing power into the spiritual realm that has tangible effects in the natural realm. Do not underestimate the power of your partnership with the angelic realm. You are not meant to do this alone. You are part of a massive army, a force that spans both the natural and the spiritual. You are surrounded by a great cloud of witnesses cheering you on, and a host of angelic warriors fighting alongside you. You are backed by all the resources of heaven and all the authority of the name of Jesus. I am about to show you things you have never seen before. I am about to do things in your life that you have never experienced before. I am about to take you places you have never been before. And I need you to be ready. I need you to expand your capacity. I need you to enlarge your expectations. I need you to stop thinking small and start thinking in alignment with my kingdom. What you have been settling for is not what I have planned for you. What you have been accepting as normal is not the standard I have set for your life. What you have been tolerating as just the way things are is not the reality I want you to live in. I have so much more for you. So much more joy. so much more peace, so much more abundance, so much more influence, so much more impact. But you have to be willing to step out of what is familiar and step into what I am calling you to. You have to be willing to let go of what you have been holding on to and reach for what I am holding out to you. You have to be willing to leave behind the old season and enter fully into the new season. You cannot take everything from the old season into the new season. Some things have to be left behind. Some mindsets have to be released. Some relationships have to end. Some habits have to be broken. Some identities have to be shed. You are being invited into a new dimension of relationship with me. A depth of intimacy that you have only tasted but never fully experienced. A level of trust that goes beyond intellectual agreement and becomes gut-level dependence. A quality of communion that is not just about you talking to me, but about you learning to hear my voice, to recognize my presence, to discern my will, to move in sync with my spirit. This kind of relationship requires time. It requires intentionality. It requires making me a priority instead of fitting me into the margins of your life. It requires getting alone with me, being still before me, waiting on me, even when waiting feels unproductive. It requires turning off the noise and the distractions and the endless stream of content that is filling your mind and creating space for me to speak. I want to tell you secrets. I want to show you mysteries. I want to reveal things to you that I only share with those who are willing to press in, to go deeper, to pay the price for intimacy. I want to show you strategies for your life that are going to give you an advantage. I want to give you insight into people and situations that is going to help you navigate complexity with wisdom. I want to download ideas and creativity and solutions that are going to set you apart. But all of that requires you to be in a position to hear me. And hearing me requires you to spend time with me. Not just asking me for things. Not just bringing me your list of needs and wants, but actually being with me. Sitting in my presence. Soaking in my love. Letting me minister to the deep places in your heart that you have been too busy to acknowledge. There is a weariness in your soul that activity cannot fix. There is a hunger in your spirit that accomplishment cannot satisfy. There is a void in your heart that human relationships cannot fill. I am the only one who can touch those places. I am the only one who can satisfy that hunger. I am the only one who can fill that void. But you have to give me access. You have to let me in. You have to stop running and start resting. Rest is not laziness. Rest is not wasted time. Rest is essential. Rest is when I do some of my deepest work in you. Rest is when healing happens. Rest is when revelation comes. Rest is when restoration occurs. When you are constantly busy, constantly moving, constantly producing. There is no space for me to do what I want to do in you. You have to create margin. You have to build in time for rest, for silence, for solitude, for stillness. In the stillness, you will hear my voice. In the silence, you will sense my presence. In the solitude, you will discover parts of yourself that have been buried under the noise and the busyness and the constant demands of life. In the rest, you will find the refreshing that you have been desperate for, but have been looking for in all the wrong places. Stop trying to find life in things that cannot give life. Stop trying to find satisfaction in achievements that leave you feeling empty as soon as the high wears off. Stop trying to find security in money or status or approval. Those things are not inherently bad, but they are terrible substitutes for me. They will always leave you wanting more, because they were never meant to be the source. They are meant to be overflow. They are meant to be the result of being connected to me, not the replacement for being connected to me. Come back to the source. Come back to the well that never runs dry. Come back to the bread that truly satisfies. Come back to the light that dispels every darkness. Come back to me. Not with guilt, not with shame, not with apologies for how long it has been or how far you have drifted. Just come. Come as you are. Come with all your mess and all your questions and all your doubts. Come with empty hands and an open heart. Come expecting to meet with me and to be transformed by the encounter. I am waiting for you. I have been waiting for you. I have never stopped waiting for you. And the moment you turn toward me, you are going to find that I am already running toward you. The moment you whisper my name, you are going to find that I am already speaking yours. The moment you reach for me, you are going to find that I have already been reaching for you. This is not a one-sided relationship where you are constantly chasing after a distant God who may or may not notice you. This is a mutual love story where I am pursuing you just as much as you are pursuing me. Actually, I am pursuing you more. I have been pursuing you since before you were born. I have been drawing you, calling you, wooing you, inviting you into deeper and deeper levels of connection with me. And I am not going to stop. I am not going to give up on you. I am not going to get tired of you. I am not going to decide that you are too much work or too much trouble or too broken to bother with. I am committed to you for the long haul. I am in this relationship for keeps, and nothing you do or do not do is going to change that. My love is relentless. My grace is inexhaustible. My mercy is new every morning. My faithfulness extends to the heavens. My goodness follows you all the days of your life. And when your days on this earth are over, you are going to dwell in my house forever. You are going to spend eternity in my presence, where there is fullness of joy and pleasures forevermore. But you do not have to wait until heaven to experience my goodness. You can experience it now. Right now. In this moment. In this season. In the middle of whatever you are walking through. My presence is available to you always. My peace is available to you always. My joy is available to you always. Not because your circumstances have changed, but because I am unchanging and I am with you. Circumstances come and go. Seasons change. Situations shift. But I remain the same. I am your constant. I am your anchor. I am your foundation. Build your life on me, and you will not be shaken no matter what storms come. Root yourself in me, and you will not be moved no matter what winds blow. Ground yourself in me, and you will stand firm no matter what earthquakes happen around you. I am your refuge and your strength, a very present help in trouble. I am your shepherd, you shall not want. I am your light and your salvation, whom shall you fear? I am your rock and your fortress, your deliverer and your shield. I am your banner and your rear guard. I am your provider and your healer. I am your father and your friend. I am your beginning and your end. I am your everything. And I am declaring over you right now that you are going to make it. You are going to survive this. You are going to overcome. You are going to thrive. You are going to flourish. You are going to step into everything I have called you to be and everything I have created you to do. You are going to fulfill your purpose. You are going to complete your assignment. You are going to finish strong. The best days of your life are not behind you. They are in front of you. The greatest moments of your story have not already been written. They are still coming. The most significant chapters of your journey have not already happened. They are ahead of you. So lift up your eyes. Look forward with hope. Anticipate with faith. Expect with confidence. Because I am about to do something in your life that is going to exceed your wildest dreams and surpass your highest expectations. You are my beloved. You are my chosen. You are my treasured possession. You are the apple of my eye. You are the delight of my heart. And I am so incredibly proud of you. I admire you. I celebrate you. I honor you. And I am never going to let you go. Amen. If this message touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear God's voice today. Type Amen in the comments and declare that you received this word over your life. Subscribe to this channel to hear more of what the Father is speaking over you. You are loved beyond measure, and God is not done with your story yet. Every word He spoke here is for you. Receive it. Believe it. Let it transform the way you see yourself and the way you see Him. He is not disappointed in you. He is not frustrated with you. He is proud of you and He is cheering you on. Take His hand and let Him lead you into everything He has prepared for you. The best is yet to come.